everyone, and welcome to Booming Encore's Tweet Talks. This is where we share what's been trending on Twitter and share our perspectives. Today, I'm delighted to be joined again with Mike Drak. Mike is the author of Victory Lap Retirement, and my name is Susan Williams, and I'm the founder of Booming Encore. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Susan.
Mike, there was a great article I thought we could start off with in the National Post. It was a story of the previous president of Radio Shack, who actually went back to medical school and is now working the front lines as an ER doctor battling this COVID-19. I thought, wow, first of all, I was so impressed with what this gentleman has done and what he is currently doing. And I thought, what a great example of an Encore career, because as the article pointed out, he's doing this truly for the love of the job and not necessarily for the money, and it was always an interest. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I love the story, and it really resonated with me because it reminds me of what we do when we achieve financial independence, right? We work towards that goal, and then it gives us the freedom to do other things, just like this gentleman did, becoming a doctor. So, it made me think back that, when we go to school and we have our parents and everyone telling us who we should we be, a lawyer or an engineer or something like that, all those glamour jobs. And sometimes we fall into that trap, right? We follow their route instead of following our own dream, what gives us passion. And it was nice to see that he could find another passion when his company was bought out. And he was so excited. He had the financial wherewithal to pursue it. And the guy's happier than anything. And that's exactly what we're trying to do in the Victory Lab. So yeah, it was a very good story.
Yeah, and I thought it was I know that this possibly is a bit of an extreme example. Not everybody's going to go back to medical school. But like you said, it really shows that if you have an interest and the desire and the passion, it can really push you forward to do something you really want to do. And I think that, like you said, so many of us maybe just kind of skip through our what I call our first careers, and maybe in this Encore career, there's something that we've always wanted to do. And I thought he was such a great example of showing that is possible.
Well, that's why it's so exciting, because, you have a chance to do something different, something that you always wanted to give a shot to, right? And he connected even late in life, becoming a doctor, I think at age 50 something, is just amazing. But it just shows us that we can do anything if our passion's strong enough and we want to pursue it.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't we? Right?
Absolutely. And I keep always saying, if not now, when?
Exactly.
We're starting to realize that our time clock is, slowly ticking away here. So if there's really something that you've got a passion for and you want to do, go for it.
That's right.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, the next topic I thought we could talk about is I just wrote a post on COVID-19 and some of my predictions. I thought, at some point this is going to end, but what are we going to be left with, once this is over? And so a couple of the thoughts I had was, I think we may reprioritize our relationships with our family and our friends now that, they have been somewhat limited. Another thought I had was around technology. And I truly believe that the internet is going to have to become a utility. Something that everybody has access to, because what this has identified is those that don't were at a disadvantage. Plus a couple of other things that, please take a look at the post on our website. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think we're going to find or discover as we slowly exit out of this pandemic and this crisis that we've all lived through?
Well, I loved your article because I really loved the first 2 points that you made, and it really stood out to me. When we were writing our current book, Retirement, Heaven or Hell, we created the 9 retirement principles, and we struggled which principle should be first. Which one's the most important? Should it be the concern about running out of money in retirement, or should it be the concern of maintaining your health, or the fear over losing your health? But we came up with relationships. The importance of relationships was number one, because it's funny. You take them for granted. You don't think about them because they're all around you. And then all of a sudden this pandemic hits, and you go, wow, thank goodness I got good relationships with my family and my friends. I have someone to talk to, someone that maybe could support me if I needed help, right? And you just realize how important it is, because you don't want to be isolated. You don't want to be alone.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just on that point, and I may also highlight where you don't necessarily have good relationships or you don't have that social network too, which may also be a bit of a wake-up call.
that's true. And you know what? I did wake up because I'm embarrassed to say this, but when my mother passed away, I had, an issue with my brother. Never talked to him since. And today I made the call.
Good for you. Good for you.
So
Did he answer?
he did, and I'm so happy I made the call. But I'm stubborn. I hold grudges. I'm kind of like that. But I think the one good thing out of the pandemic is it opened my eyes to some of these things. Because you don't want to live with regret, right?
Yeah.
And many days I sat around and I said, this is crazy. Why does it have to be like this? And I'm so glad I made the call. So yeah, if you're sitting there saying, should I make the call? Go ahead and make it because you'll be much better off for it.
Yeah, and the worst case that can happen is they just, like I said, they don't answer, but at least in your heart, you know that you actually you
You tried.
made the
You
attempt.
tried.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And sorry, you said the second thing you think is going to happen.
Second thing, well, it just opened my eyes to technology too.
Yeah.
That especially I always look through the eyes of retirees. I'm saying you have to learn technology because, when you're isolated, the only way you could talk to people is on the phone or, using Skype and things like that. It's so important to use them. You can't be shy about, so many people, are embarrassed to go buy a hearing aid and they can't hear it. They have the money to buy it, but for whatever reason, they're embarrassed by the thought of it. No, go take advantage of the technology, right? Use Uber and whatnot to get around, so you can get out there and meet your friends when we can finally get out of quarantine. But it's so important to stay up to speed with the technology and use it to your advantage. So yeah, that was important.
Yeah, the other one that I thought of as well was, this has forced us to, many people to actually work at home. Um, you know,
Oh yes.
uh, Companies have been forced to actually embrace this, whereas before maybe they were a little reluctant. I don't know if we'll actually be able to go back to a traditional workplace the way that maybe we had before. I think a lot more people are going to say, hey, there are other options to actually working. You don't have to be physically in the office all the time, and maybe we should be embracing some of these new technologies and ways to collaborate, through the internet rather than having to physically be together all the time. What do you think about
Well,
that?
it's going to open the eyes of a lot of HR people because a lot of managers like to have the people there so they can monitor them and watch what they're doing. And now it's going to open up their eyes to say, you know what, it's okay. We can let them stay at home and do the work. It's going to cause a lot of people to upgrade their computer systems at home for sure because they're going to need increased capabilities. So that's good. And even upgrading their iPhones and things like that, because there's so much you can do, but you need the proper equipment and you need the training too. So it's all a good thing. And yes, I think it's a big shift and it's going to be permanent.
The other one that I thought of was, because we haven't been able to actually go out and shop, or I mean, you can do the online shopping, but it's not the way we normally shop. I think we're going to see people start to realize what they really need. I think our view of consumerism may start to shift a bit here because you start to realize how little you need and how little you really need as financially to live. And I think that's going to possibly, play on us after we finally exit this situation. What do you think?
Oh, I agree with you because, when you're stuck at home, you're so focused on survival and you don't need a lot of money to survive. So the thoughts of, the importance of going and ordering a pair of designer jeans or, comparing and saying who's driving the fancier car, like who cares? You have nowhere to go. The car doesn't mean anything. The designer products don't mean anything. And so I think we're really kind of focused on what really matters. And it's not material things so much. It's the other things that are important. Like we said, the relationships and things like that. And yeah, it's a big eye opener. And yeah, I believe people are going to change their spending habits based on what they learned going through this process.
And the other thing that I also discovered is, as I was researching this article, is the people that are really on the front lines fighting this for us. A lot of them are terribly, terribly underpaid, and we don't really respect their jobs per se, such as, you know, the clerks, or the people that are growing our food, or delivering our food, or things along those lines. And I truly hope that when we come out of this, we really, you know, do something for them, because at the end of the day, they were there for us, and I think we now need to be there for them. What do you think?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think there's going to be so much more respect for the jobs they do, and you know, there's going to be conversation about minimum wages and things like that. They need the ability to earn a proper living, and so to do that, you have to make a certain level of income, right? It's only right, and I think it's going to open a lot of eyes, and people are going to say, no, we're not going to tolerate that. We want to fix it, and we want to do a better job. Everyone needs a shot at having a good life.
Yeah, I think so too. Anyways, well, we'll wrap it up on that, Mike. Hope you have a good day, and you know, my congratulations to calling your brother. I think that's wonderful, and hopefully it's just, you know, starts another relationship for you that's positive in your life.
Oh yeah, no, it's a big step in the right direction, and it eliminated any possible regrets, which is a big deal. Really.
It is a big deal. So to everybody out there, hope you found this information somewhat interesting, and we look forward to chatting with you again soon. Stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.